Are you looking for some credit cards that don't require a credit check? You're in luck because in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you 8. What's up, winners? My name is Nam. If you're new here, welcome. Here we talk all things personal finance. Subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. So the reason why you would want to get a credit card that doesn't require a credit check is mainly due to the fact that you have bad credit or no credit at all. Some individuals make a lot of money, but they never had to establish any credit, so they may find it difficult to get approved for a card. Another factor that may go into getting a credit card without a credit check is getting a soft pull. Since this is not a full credit check, you will not have any negative effects on your credit score. What a soft pull will look at is your personal information that is available that they could find. This either can be judgments, liens, utility bills, rents, and other personal identification. Alright, so let's get right into it. The first card on the list will be the X1 Visa credit card. Currently at the making of this video, this credit card still has a waitlist, so depending on when you watch this video, it may already be live. According to their website, they are expected to start rolling this out during winter of 2020. So far, what we know about this card, it is pretty great. The way this would work is that you would receive a credit limit based on your current and future income levels instead of referring to your credit score. This company actually says that some of its customers can expect a credit limit 5 times higher than what you would normally get from a traditional credit card. So now let's dive right into the perks. With this credit card, you can earn 2 times the points on everything and also 3 times the points on purchases after you spend $15,000 or more that year. Meaning that anything over the first $15,000 will result in 3 times the points. You can also earn 4 times the points for every dollar on purchases for a month for every friend that you refer. So let me give you an example. Let's just say that you bring in 4 friends. You get 4 times per dollar spent on every single purchase for 10 months. But the thing about these points is that you cannot redeem them as cash back and you would have to use them at other retailers. So to name a few, this can be Apple, Nike, Patagonia, Supreme, and Airbnb. It would also allow you to redeem partial redemptions. So if you had 555 points, you would not have to wait until you hit a specific threshold to use your points. Some of the other perks about this card is that you can get virtual cards, meaning that for every one account, you can have multiple numbers, which can further enhance your security. They also advertise that you can cancel subscription payments with just one click, rather than going onto the website and closing your account. The company did also talk about their low APR and balance transfer fees, but I'm not going to touch on that just due to the fact that you should be paying your bills in full every single month and not doing any balance transfers unless it has a 0% APR. But if you do want to flex a little bit, this is a metal credit card weighing in at 17 grams. Alright, so now let's move on to the next card, the TOMO credit card. Even though this card gets advertised as a credit card, I must be upfront with you guys because this is more like a charge card. If you guys are not familiar with what charge cards are, they're basically a card where when you put a balance on this card, you have to pay it in full every single month. So in reality, you don't really get a credit line, but there are a lot of perks with these type of cards though. So how someone will get approved for this card is by the company evaluating every single person on an individual level. They take into account your financial information through your bank account, and then they determine how much they would lend you in credit. In essence, if you have a higher paying job, you would most likely get a higher credit limit. So now let's talk about the perks of this card. With this card, you get 1% cash back on everything, but whenever you invite 2 people to sign up for this card, you will get 2% cash back, which is really not that bad of a deal. Hopefully you would just have 2 friends that would sign up, then you would have 2% cash back for the life of the account. I must say that since this is a charge card, probably one of the biggest perks with this card is that it does report to the 3 major credit bureaus, meaning that if you have bad credit or no credit at all, you can start building a credit score. Since this card is directly linked to your bank account, they do advertise that there are no fees ever, which makes sense because they are going to be automatically withdrawing money from your bank account on a weekly basis, bi-weekly basis, or on a monthly basis. And also, this is a perfect card for international students because you can apply with a social security number or an ITIN. So now let's keep it moving with card number 3, One Finance. So this one is going to be a little bit different than the previous cards that I didn't mention because this one's kind of like a loan. Whenever you check out One Finance's website, it's going to seem a little bit complicated because they talk about pockets, credit lines, and sharing. So I'm going to try to break it down as simply as I possibly can. So what One Finance is essentially a banking provider. So you can deposit your paycheck or money into your One Finance account, and then you can separate these into smaller pockets as what they would call them. So imagine having multiple accounts for certain things like a spending account, a savings account, one for vacation, basically anything that you want to set aside money for. It's kind of like a budget, but you get to tell the bank of where you want to store your money for better organization. Whenever you sign up for this company, they will give you a Mastercard, which can work as a debit card or a credit card. But let's get into the credit section because this is what you guys want to know. So there are 2 situations where they will lend you some credit. So whenever your account balance is low, they will give you a little bit of leeway if you go underneath that amount. You would then just have to pay this amount within 1 month to avoid any interest fees. So the second way, which is the actual way of getting a credit line instead of just a safety buffer, is that you would have to have your direct deposits into your one account. This will then give you a credit line pocket, which is just a credit account, and over time they said that you will be eligible for an increased line of credit. Once you do get a credit line, that's when you have to assign your one Mastercard to the credit function. There's also a grace period whenever you want to use credit, meaning that they will not charge you any interest unless you pay off the balance in full whenever the payment is due. While I was researching on their website, I could not find whether or not that they do report to credit bureaus. I still do imagine if you do not pay on time, you will get negative marks. Unlike a traditional credit card, the way this is set up, this will not give you any perks or rewards. But they do offer 1 to 3% per year of interest if you do have a balance in your account for a certain amount of time, but it's really nothing too exciting. So now let's move on to card number 4. The Jasper Mastercard. So for this credit card, this one is mainly targeted towards professionals who just moved to the US and looking to build some credit. Because with this credit card, it does not require no credit history, a credit score, or a social security number or an ITIN. But once you do get approved for this card, you must have a social security number within 60 days. Or if you have been living in the US more than a year, then unfortunately this will result in a credit check. Most applicants who do apply, they typically receive a credit line up to $5,000. So now let's move on to the perks. There are no annual fees or foreign transaction fees, but there's no points or reward system. Since this is a MasterCard, you get the protection and insurance that comes along with it. Now let's keep it moving with card number 5, the Deserve Edu Mastercard. This credit card is a perfect choice for anyone who's currently enrolled in a US college or university, but in particular, international students. The reason being is that you do not need to have a social security number or an ITIN to get approved for this credit card. But even if you are a student and you had any one of those, you will still be eligible to qualify. All you really need to have is a passport, a US bank account, and a student visa. So whether you are a US citizen or an international student, you do not need to have any prior credit to get this credit card. Now let's dive into the perks. As a sign-up bonus, you get a free year of an Amazon Prime student account whenever you spend $500 within the first 3 months. Which is not that bad of a deal since a student Amazon Prime account is around $59 a year. But it's really only worth it if you do use it. You would also get 1% cash back on all purchases, and this card has no annual fees. But just like any other cards that I do recommend, always pay your statement balance in full whenever it becomes due. Because from what I researched, this credit card does have a very high interest rate. So once you get approved for this card, your credit line can be as high as $5,000. This would really depend on your financial standing and how many transactions you have on your personal bank account. So now let's talk about our next card, Grain. So the way this works is going to be a little different from your traditional credit card because this company will use your current debit card and turn it into a credit card. So what Grain would do is that they will analyze and verify your income, and then they will offer you a revolving line of credit. So there's really no reward system or perks for this way of doing things, but let me go in a little bit more detail. So what you gotta do first is download the app from the App Store. Currently this app is available countrywide, and as of right now is only available for iOS devices, but there's also a waitlist for Android devices. So what you would have to do next is link your banking information, and then Grain will determine how much of a credit line that they can extend to you. Depending on your financial status, like how much money that you're bringing in every single month, Grain may require a security deposit. But now let's talk more about the actual cost of using Grain. So since you will not be getting a physical card, Grain will basically lend you money, which you can withdraw from your Grain account into your checkings account. Once that money is in your checkings account, that's when you can spend it however you like. So this is more kind of like mini loans. But there is a catch because they will charge you an interest rate with no grace period. On their website, they would say that they would charge you a 12% APR if you have auto repayment set up. So the way this would work is that every day that you have an actual loan out, you'll be charged a little percent of interest until you pay that back. If you were to sign up for Grain, I would recommend using the line of credit, then paying it off as fast as possible. The thing is that no matter what, you're going to be charged a little bit of interest. So they do require you to have at least a 5% minimum payment for each time the payment is due. If not, you'll be charged with a late fee. So the next cards I will be talking about will be secured cards, meaning that you will need to have a security deposit that in turn will be your credit line. So the next card that we will be talking about will be the OpenSky Secure Visa Credit Card. With most secure cards, they will require some sort of security deposit, so with this one, there will have to be at least a minimum of $200. Once you have rebuilt your credit or built some sort of credit, I would suggest just canceling that card just due to the fact that this card does have an annual fee of $35. There are plenty of cards out there that do have some great benefits that don't have an annual fee, so this is mainly just for credit building. The only thing that you need to get approved for this card is just to be over the age of 18, enough income for a security deposit, being able to pay for the annual fee, and plus your monthly payments. The next card that we will be talking about will be the Applied Bank Secure Visa Go Preferred. I swear these card names are getting longer and longer. So with this card, there's no minimum credit score, and they won't even check your credit history when you apply. But the thing is that they do report to the major credit bureaus every single month, which in turn will help your credit score. But there is a downside to this card. There is a $48 annual fee. And also, there's really no other perks for this card. This is mainly for individuals who have bad to no credit and they're just trying to rebuild. I would highly suggest trying my other options first before going to this one. Another thing to keep in mind is that this card does not have any grace period for interest, meaning that as soon as you make purchases, they will begin to start charging you interest on the balance until you pay it off. So in general, this will only help people who can't get approved for any other cards that I've mentioned. But now I want to turn it over to you. Which card from today's video are you going to apply for next? Are you going to wait for the X1 visa, or you're just a student and go ahead and apply for the deserved MasterCard? Let me know in the comments below. If you guys haven't already, make sure you give this video a like because that really helps support the channel. I'll see you guys in my next videos.